Usually these videos start off with looking at the packet. However, in class today, we learned something that is going to be extremely important, not only for this unit, but for the rest of the year. And that is the order of operations cheer. So I'm going to teach you the cheer, and I need to show it to you. You need to see me in order to do it. And then we're going to try out some problems in the packet using the cheer. Okay. Here we go. It goes like this. So before I do it, let me explain why we use it. Today we're going to do what's called evaluating expressions. If you look at the cover of your packet, you'll see that ice cream cone with it starts with a longer expression, and then it gets simpler and simpler as you go on. And so that's what we're going to practice today. We're going to start with these really long expressions, and then one step at a time, we're going to find the value of the expression. But here's the thing. We need to be making sure that we follow the rules for evaluating expressions. Everyone follows the same rules. And if you don't follow these rules, if you go in the wrong order, you'll get a different answer, which would be a problem. So we're going to use a cheer to help us remember the order to evaluate an expression. There are some hand motions in this. I learned it from my 7th grade math teacher, and I still remember it to this day. It is extremely helpful. Okay, so it might be a good idea to do this with me if you're watching this video. Invite your whole family in. All right, here we go. If you had brothers and sisters in 6th grade and in Andromeda, they would know the cheer as well, so you can have them do it with you. Here we go. Parentheses, powers and roots, multiplication and division from left to right, lowly addition and subtraction from left to right. Now, of course, when I do the left to right thing, it looks like it's in the opposite direction, but it's kind of like the mirror effect. You're going to see it backwards. So I am going left to right. It just looks like it's going in the opposite direction. All right, so here I'm going to try it one more time. I'm going to be saying this. We're going to be using this throughout the unit. Parentheses, powers and roots, multiplication and division from left to right, lowly addition and subtraction from left to right. All right, that's the cheer. Now we're going to use it. Here we go. So I have to kind of change the camera. So, oh boy, here we go. The camera was on a bunch of dictionaries, so I have to move these too. Okay. There was no better way than this. This is the best way I could think of to be able to show you that cheer and then go back to the packet. There was no switching cameras right in the middle of the video, unfortunately. So sorry for that little technical change. Okay, here we go. So again, we're going to use the cheer. I'm going to jot it down over here. I'd ask you to do the same. So the first step is parentheses. That's the first thing you look for, any parentheses. If you want to put that in parentheses, oh, I forgot a letter there. Whoops. Don't tell Mrs. Cullen I spelled that wrong. Parentheses. Okay? First thing. Then, powers and roots. Now, roots we're not going to work with this year. Okay, this is the first thing to look for. This is the second thing. Powers are exponents. That's where, after parentheses, that's what we look for next. Roots, don't worry about until next year. Third thing, multiplication and division. We're looking for both at the same time. And we're going from left to right. Okay? We're starting from the left, just like you would as you would read something. You're going left to right. And then the last step, we're doing addition and subtraction, left to right. We're looking for both. So this is the order we're going to go in. Every time we do evaluate an expression, we're going to use these rules in that order. It's called the order of operations. also known as the cheer. Okay, so let's try some of these. Let's see how this goes. All right. So for number 1, so zoom in here. 10, this is a minus sign. 10 minus 2 plus 8. Okay. Well, parentheses, no parentheses. Powers and roots, no powers, no exponents. Multiplication and division, none. Addition and subtraction from left to right. So we're starting at the left. What do we see first? We see subtraction. So we're going to do subtraction for, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's write this. Let's write this down. I'm just going to write it down in my own handwriting because it'll make it a lot easier to do. Okay? So we're starting at the left. We're looking for addition and subtraction. Whatever one comes first, we see subtraction first, so we're going to do it. 10 minus 2 is 8. Now I'm going to bring down anything we haven't worked with yet. 8 plus 8 is the next thing we're going to do. I'm going to use the squiggles to show what steps I'm working with. 8 plus 8 is 16. That's the answer. Now here's the thing. If you did that in the wrong order, if you did the addition first, if you went right to left, 2 plus 8 is 10, and then you have 10 minus 10 is 0, so you get a completely different answer. We want to make sure every time we do one of these, we get this. Everyone gets the same answer. All right, let's try number 2. First thing, we're going to write it down. We're going to write it down. 4 plus 3 times 5. It's always good to write it in your own handwriting because like your answer should funnel down. And oftentimes our handwriting is a lot bigger than the print on the packet. So we're going to write it down first. All right. Parentheses. Don't see any parentheses. Powers and roots. Nope, no exponents. Multiplication and division from left to right. So we're going left to right. Oh, we see multiplication. So let's try that. 3 times 5 is 15. Then we got to bring down what we haven't worked with yet. That 4 plus. Okay? Now, the only thing left is to do the addition. 4 plus 15 is 19. Nice. So what's important to realize, too, is that each row of this expression is equal to 19. This is equal to 19. This is also equal to 19. Of course, 19 is 19. So they all have the same value, which is why we put those equal signs there. Okay, each step we're just simplifying it even more. Let's try number 3. If you want to try these on your own at some point, you can pause it, but you want to make sure to check to see what I got because we want to make sure to get the same answer. All right, parentheses. Nope. Powers and roots. Nope. Multiplication and division from left to right. Yes. We're looking left to right. First thing we see multiplication. 2 times 15 is 30, and we're going to bring down that 10. All right. 10 plus 30 is 40. So again, each row of this expression was worth 40. We just simplified it more and more as we went. Not too bad. Not too bad. This is going to be the last of like the really simple ones, and then we're going to get into ones that are a little bit more complicated. So if you want to try this one on your own, go ahead. Parentheses. First rewrite it. Parentheses. Nope. Powers and roots. Nope. Multiplication and division. Yes. From left to right. So whatever we get to first. Oh, we see division and multiplication, but division is the first left to right. So we're going to do that first. All right. What's 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then we're going to bring down the times 4 because we haven't done anything with that yet. And then 8 times 4 is 32. So again, if you did the 2 times 4 first on accident, that would be 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. So it's way different. So that's why following the order of operations, using the cheer, is going to be extremely helpful to you. All right, this one's a little bit more complicated. So we're just going to copy this over. 20 divided by 4 plus 17 times 9 minus 6. Give me a moment to do that. So again, every time we do these, even I use the cheer. I say it to myself as I'm doing it to make sure I'm doing the right steps in the right order. Okay, first thing is parentheses. Oh, look, we have parentheses. We're going to do that first. So whatever's in the parentheses, I'm going to do first. This is only a one-step thing. So that one's not too bad. 9 minus 6. Well, that's 3. Now I'm going to bring everything else down that I haven't worked with yet. 20 divided by 4 plus 7. Whoa. Got to make sure to copy it correctly. 17 times 3. Now, notice the parentheses are now gone because there would only be one number, and you don't really need to, like, if there's one number like that, you wouldn't need to do it. Sometimes we'll have to keep the parentheses if there's more than one step, but for that one, we can get rid of the parentheses now. All right, parentheses, nope. Powers and roots, nope. Multiplication and division from left to right. Well, we're going left to right. We see division first. Let's do it. Do one thing at a time. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Bring everything else down. Plus 17 times 3. Parentheses, nope. Powers and roots, nope. Multiplication and division from left to right. Yep, there's multiplication there, left to right. Do that first. All right, 17 times 3. Well, 3 times 10 is 30. 3 times 7 is 21. 30 plus 21 would be 51. And we got to bring down that 5. And then the last step, the only thing left to do, 5 plus 51, which is 56. So what's nice is that if you follow the order of operations, no matter where you are in the world, every person should get 56 because the rules are the same throughout the world. Like if you go to Russia, you're going to get 56. Everyone in Russia will get 56. Anyone in, let's say, Morocco, if you go to Morocco, Northern Africa, they should also get 56. Everyone's following the same rules. It's kind of nice. All right. 3 times 6 squared plus 4. Let's try it. First step, I'm going to rewrite it. So this is the first one we've seen with an exponent in it. That's exciting. All right. Parentheses, nope. Powers and roots, yes. Yes, there is a power. There's an exponent. So we're going to do that first. We're going to squiggle it. So 6 squared means 6 times 6. That's what that means. 6 times 6, which is 36. Okay, so we're going to write that. Plus 4. So first we found the value of the exponent. Parentheses, no. Powers and roots, no. Multiplication and division from left to right. The only thing multiplication and division-wise is the multiplication. So we'll do that first. All right, 3 times 30 is 90. 3 times 6 is 18. And 90 plus 18 would be 108. Of course, you could do the work off to the side, no problem. But you could also try it like that in your head. All right, last thing, we're just doing a little adding here. 108 plus 4 would be 112. So again, no matter where you go, if you go to Wales, if you go to East Aurora, if you go to Strikersville, if you go to North Collins, right? Any town you go to in the Southern Tier, you're going to find that if people are using the rules, they should get 112. All right, let's try a few more of these. These are going to get a little bit more complicated. All right, let's see. We're four more like these, and then we're going to do some more practice in the week or next week using order of operations and the cheer. All right, first step, writing it down. All right. Start off with parentheses. Yes, we have parentheses. Now, notice in the parentheses, there are a couple different things we have to do. We have an exponent and subtraction. So what do we do first? Well, when we get into the parentheses, we kind of start the cheer over again. So in the parentheses, there's no other parentheses, but there's an exponent. We would do the exponent first. So I'm going to squiggle the exponent. 8 squared means 8 times 8. So we're going to multiply 8 twice. 8 times 8, which is 64. Then we're going to bring everything else down. Now, because there's still something left to do in the parentheses, we're going to keep the parentheses. So we haven't got rid of the parentheses yet because we don't have one number left. We still have two numbers, 64 minus 2. So we're going to keep those parentheses. All right, let's start the cheer again. Parentheses. Yes, there are parentheses. We're going to do those before we do anything else. 64 minus 2 is 62. Now there's only one number left, so we don't need the parentheses anymore. Okay? There's only one number left in those parentheses, so we can get rid of that. Just turn the lights back on. All right, now, remember, I'm putting these equal signs in here because each row of this is equal to the one above it. All right, parentheses, no. Powers and roots, no. There's multiplication right here, so we're going to do the multiplication for the addition. 62 times 2, well, 60 times 2 is 120, so 62 times 2 would be 124. We're going to do 5 plus 124, which should be 125. We'll squiggle that. Or 129, I'm sorry, 129. Nice. All right. If you want to try this next one on your own, go for it. If not, you can do it with me. 25 times 5 minus 2 divided by, sorry, the division. I don't know why the division sign is so big, but there it is. Okay. Start it up. Parentheses. Yep, we got parentheses. That's the first thing we always look for. There it is. 5 minus 2, which is 3. Now, what's nice about that is that that's the only number left in there, so we don't need the parentheses anymore. There's nothing left to do in the parentheses. Okay, parentheses, they're gone. Powers and roots, there are none. Multiplication and division from left to right. We'll start from the left, and we see multiplication first. We'll do that. 25 times 3 is 75. Divided by 5 minus 12. Parentheses gone. Powers and roots, nope. Multiplication and division from left to right. We got division. 75 divided by 5. Now, if we didn't know that, of course, put that off to the side. Let's see what that would be. 5 goes into 7 once. 1 times 5 is 5. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bring down the 5. 5 goes into 25 5 times, and that is it. So it looks to be, this is not a decimal point, by the way. That is just a dot. That's going to be 15. Bring down the minus 12, and then we're in the clear because we only have one step left, and it's the easiest step of them all. 15 minus 12 would be 3. All right, so hopefully, notice the funneling down. Some call this the funnel method, but it looks like to me it looks like almost like an upside down Christmas tree. That's just me though. All right. Again, if you want to try this one on your own, you can. First step, though, is rewrite it. Okay. All right. Let's do it. So, first thing, parentheses. Layout. Let's look in the parentheses. Well, we have two things. We have an exponent and then we have adding. Well, in the order of operations here, exponents or powers come before the adding. So we'll do that first. Okay. So 2 to the third power means 2 times 2 times 2. I'm just going to write that. So 2 to the power means 2 times 2 times 2. We're multiplying 2 3 times. 2 times 2 is 4. Times 2 would be 8. Now, because there were two things to do in here, we still have to keep the parentheses because there's not just one number in the parentheses. There's 2, 8 plus 4. Then we'll bring down whatever we didn't work with yet, which is the 24 and the dividing, and, of course, the plus 4 in the parentheses. All right, now it looks a lot easier. Parentheses. Yeah, there's still parentheses there. We'll do those first. 8 plus 4 is 12. And then we don't need the parentheses anymore because 12 is the only number left in the parentheses. So now we just divide. It's the only step left. 24 divided by 12 is 2. Nice. Nice. It's 2. Okay. Last one like these, and we're just going to try a couple more smaller problems, and then we'll be all set. Okay, this one's a doozy. This one's a doozy. Let's try it out. If you're ambitious and want to try this one out on your own, you can, but this one's a little tough. We kicked it up a notch real quick here, it looks like. All right, so we have a bracket in there. All right, that's nice. Which is this is just like a parentheses. So we're going to treat that just like it is a parentheses. It's called a grouping symbol. It's kind of the same thing as a parentheses. It just looks a little different. It's called a bracket, but it's a type of parentheses, type of grouping symbol. All right, here we go. Parentheses. Well, we always start left to right. So I know this one has more in it, but we're always going to start left to right. So we'll do this parentheses first. And in that parentheses, we have to do two things, an exponent and adding. Exponents would come first because they're first in the cheer. So that means 3 cubed means 3 times 3 times 3. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 is 27. Now we're going to keep the parentheses here because we still have two numbers in there, and then we're going to write down everything else. Now, this one might seem like it's going to take a long time, but I'm thinking it's gonna be quicker than you might think. All right, let's see here. We're going left to right still. So we'll start with this parentheses, 27 plus 3, start with the parentheses. That would be 30. We don't need the parentheses anymore, though, because there's only the 30 left in there, so we can drop the parentheses. Okay. Whoop, copy everything else down. All right. Now, we still at the parentheses. We still have parentheses here. And when we go in this parentheses, there's a parentheses in the parentheses. So we do the inside parentheses. We got to go inside and do the inside parentheses first because we can't subtract the 16 until we know what this number would be. So we're going to do this parentheses inside the bracket first. 12 plus 3 is 15. And then we're going to bring down, we're going to keep the bracket because there's still two numbers in there. And we're going to bring down everything else that we didn't work with yet. So again, it got simpler pretty quickly here. It's nice. All right, 16 minus 15 we're going to do first because it's still in parentheses in a bracket. We'll do that first. That's 1, and then we're going to bring everything else down. Parentheses, nope. Those are all gone. Powers and roots, nope. Multiplication and division, yep. We see division here. We're going to do that first. 30 divided by 5, 6 plus 1. You should get 7. No matter what, you should get 7. So again, this one took a little bit longer. It had more operations. This was a longer expression, but we got to the end pretty smoothly, I think. All right. All right, we're going to try just a couple more, and then we'll be all set here. So this one says we're going to write an expression and solve it. It says Alexis and 3 friends are at the mall. That's 4 people. Each person buys a pretzel for $4, sauce for $1, and drink for $2. Write an expression for the total and find the total cost. All right, so we have 4 people. And each person buys a pretzel. All right, so for actually, yeah, that's going to be the pretzel. They also buy some sauce and a drink. So I'm going to actually put these in parentheses. I'm going to group them together. So 4 times 4 will get us the cost of the pretzel. Plus, 4 people are also buying sauce for $1. So I'm going to group the sauce together. Plus, the drinks for $2. So each person's buying one of those. So it's going to be 4 people buying a drink for $2. So notice, I kind of grouped that. You didn't have to put these in parentheses, but I did because I kind of like to see the groups. That's the cost of the pretzel, total cost of the pretzel, total cost of the sauce, total cost of the drink. All right, so we're just going to use the same order of operations here. Well, 4 times 4 would be 16. We're going to do the parentheses from left to right. We're going to bring everything else down. Okay, so that was the cost of the pretzel. All right, now we'll do parentheses first, left to right. 4 times 1 is 4. We'll bring down this parentheses. We'll have to do that parentheses before we do anything else. So again, we just did the parentheses first from left to right. 4 times 2 is 8. Now we can add them up. 16 plus 4 is 20, plus 8 would be $28. So if each one of them bought each one of those things, the pretzel total with pretzel cost would be 16, total sauce would be 4, total drink would be 8. So I know you probably could get the answer in a different way, but it did say to write an expression. And so this would be the one expression for the cost for everything. All right, let's try one more like that, and then we'll be all set. So this says write the total cost of 5 lotions. Lotions. I'm going to put that in cursive. Lotions. We're buying lotions, candles, and lip balm. LB. Lip balm. Almost looks like pounds, I guess. All right. So here are the costs. Lotions, $5. Candles, $7. Lip balms, $2. So we're buying 5 lotions. They each cost $5. So 5 lotions for $5. Plus, we're also buying two candles for $7. That's going to be cost of the candles. Plus 4 lip balms for $2. And again, if you want to try this on your own, go for it. I'm just going to evaluate these. 5 times 5. We're going to do this parentheses first. Bring everything else down. Okay, then we're going to do the next parentheses. So the lip balm total is 25. The candles would be $14, 7 times 2. Now moving on to that lip balm. 25 plus 14. 4 times 2 is 8. So we'll add them up. 25 plus 14 is 39 plus 8. And that's going to be $47 would be the total cost for all those items. All right, gang. That's just some practice with expressions. We're going to keep work. This is what, kind of like the whole unit's about. We're going to keep going with this in the next couple days. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.